Page 16, light and blue. On the previous pages, they're reviewing passing under the thumb and all that. I do hope you are doing my scale videos, because that does the thumb thing. And that, as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough. So please do the scale videos. See, I'm telling you the keys these are in, and those are the scales you ought to be doing. This is in the key of C major, so go do that. Other than that, I don't really have a lot more to say. I mean, this, you're crossing under the over the thumb or passing the thumb under all over here, so you've got to be able to do it. There's no pedal in this, and you know, there's legato, there's phrasing, so you got to connect it with the fingers. Right at the beginning, they got a 1-2 1-2. I don't like that fingering, but the idea is there. You're going to cross under and connect them. Next measure, same thing. It's all over the place. At the beginning, you can finger it the way they're suggesting is fine, but I find it if it's a really fast piece or something, this 1-2 1-2 1-2 1-2 kind of doesn't work all that well. So I would, those first 2 8th notes, instead of 1-2, I would do a 2-3, and then a thumb. It's like a scale almost, isn't it? Same thing on the next measure. So anytime you have those 2 8th notes and a type of phrase like this, I'd finger it 2-3 instead of 1-2. And that, believe it or not, is the only fingering suggestions I have for this piece. Otherwise, just do what they're telling you to do is fine. Left hand's simple enough, you just got the broken chords. So if you know your primary chords in the key of C, you got it whipped already. Look at the last note at the bottom of page 17, the half note. It's a chord, you're here. It's a B flat on that chord because there's a B flat earlier in the measure, and that flat still carries, you know, for the whole measure. Well, there's a note at the bottom of the page saying you can tremolo that. It's common with blues. Rather than play it here, you just rotate, mirror the hands, and and see what you think. So on the right hand it's here, here. And I figure those 4, 5. And then the left hand, it's here. I suggest you start the right hand with the upper notes and the left hand with the bottom note. You can also, if you want, when you get a tremolo, is go ahead and pedal the tremolo. Don't pedal anything else, just this is the tremolo. And see, now I do tremolos rhythmically. I don't just shake. So it depends on how fast you can move. You can play 16th notes, so if it's a 1 and 2 and a 16th note is 1 yenda, 2 yenda. If you can go twice that fast, you can do what's above 16th notes, 32nd notes. Like so. It depends on you and how fast you can go, but I recommend you do them rhythmically. There's also a note at the bottom of page 16 on the 8th note to do them long short. Because this is a blues piece, it is the style of blues to play things, the 8th notes, to swing them or to rock them. You long short, so it's this way. Throughout the whole piece that way. 8th notes only. Now look at the second line on page 16. You have an 8 VA, so instead of here, go up here. And that D sharp is played at the same time. It's accented. You get the similar thing elsewhere on different notes, but you can get it. There's one little thing in here I want to point out, because it's sort of almost breaks a rule. Some people, some purist music theorists would say it breaks a rule. For pianists, it doesn't break a rule. We go through this all the time. And that is, look at the last measure on page 16. In the right hand, you have a B flat. And when you introduce an accidental like that, it should account for all B's from that point on for the rest of the measure. Well, look at the left hand. We have a 5/7 chord. That's a B natural. At the same time as a B flat. technically, if you have a B flat up above and they wanted a natural on the bottom, they should put in a natural sign down there to make it clear. But for pianists, we're so used to this, we automatically will play that 5/7 chord with a B natural. Now, in this style of music, I typically play the left hand disconnected. I don't necessarily play it staccato, because you could. I think the book says you can try it. I just play them disconnected. It's a bouncy thing. It's an interpretive thing. It's just, you experiment. But I wouldn't play them legato. No, not legato. Play them disconnected. There's a few staccatos for the left hand, but otherwise I'd play them disconnected. Unless there's a slur. See, at the first ending at the bottom of page 17, those are slurred. Those you connect, but that's about it. I'm going to give us 4 counts. Let's see if we can get through this. Really, really, really slow. Right hand, left hand. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Now, I don't know if there's recordings of this. Maybe you have a CD with your book, because some books come with the CD, and you can listen to how they play it. You don't have to play it that way. That's their way. Other people can interpret it different. You know, I I might play it something like that.